Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles codified by Dr. Malana Kujenga. These aren't just a list of key Swahili words that we should familiarize ourselves with during the last week of the year in our Kwanzaa celebrations. No, these principles are deeply rooted in our Kebalan tradition. Nguzo, pillar, or we might be more familiar calling it column, as in those columns we see in those Greco-Roman style temples in the past. But these columns don't have their origin in Greece or Rome. No, their origin is in Kemet, the original word being dejed. Dejed as in a column or a pillar or a structure in order to support the entrance to a temple. Dejed was tied back to one of our original deities, Osiris. He was considered the bringer of justice to the Kemetic people. He gave them their ability to civilize themselves. And so too do the Nguzo Saba. The 7 principles, Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kuumba, Imani. They roughly translate out to English as unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith.
Start time 2018901. I am from the planet Nucrea. As the chief security officer for my people, I have been sent on a ship many light years away to explore other sentient life in the universe. My mission thus far has been in vain. I have traveled to many galaxies throughout the universe, have only come across empty planets not suitable for life, or very young planets where the only life consists of amoebas or protozoan specimens. The beginnings of a life, but many eons away from anything that I could remotely interact with. Today, however, may be different. I've come across a planet who my fellow scientists in Nucrea have been particularly interested in. I've officially entered into their galaxy, and prior to my visit, I've gone over the extensive database of what we have collected about this planet, the inhabitants call Earth. They seem to be entering a period where we were many centuries ago on our planet. They are in this period of potential internal combustion. Of particular interest to us beyond the natural resources and makeup of the atmosphere and ecologic concerns are a group of people who by all indications have not realized their full potential on Earth. They call themselves a Kebalan. Looking at our data, it's strange. They appear to be the most competent and strongest of their species, but it seems that they have not realized their full potential. In our world, the Nucrea people didn't begin to flourish until we settled around some unified purpose. It's been quite some time since we have been on Earth. I want to see if the Kebalan people have some sense of their purpose. I will assume a guise that will not bring fear, but still show that I am a visitor, and I will sample from the various Kebalan to get a sense of where they are as a people. I've passed their life sustaining sun, setting coordinates for Earth. Now that I've landed, I've decided to take a methodical approach in my observational experiment. Subject, what do the Kebalan see as their purpose? First sample, older Kebalan. Using our time-displaced device, I will reveal myself to the subject and freeze the surroundings. This will allow myself and the subject to converse without interruption. Once our dialogue has ended, I shall wipe the subject's memory. From a preliminary scan, I'm coming up towards a group of older Kebalan now.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna put a motor on it?
Hell,
You got room to put a motor on it. You sit that
You
motherfucker
can
right
do
now.
it. Hey, Jeffrey.
I'll bolt that bitch
Smart,
right now.
yeah, smart as you can do it. I'm gonna get me in the room.
Your feet, the motor, man. gotta never put gas. You just eat. You eat you some food and drink you some Gatorade.
Got.
Go where you want to go.
I should have a V8. I got a filler full of V8. I don't know what.
What in hell?
Older Kebelon male, please do not fear. I have come to you merely for scientific purposes.
Damn, I don't give a shit what you came for. What you want with me?
I have come to ask you, as a Kebelon, what is your purpose?
I don't know what no Kevlar means. My purpose right now is to get as far away from your ass as possible.
A Kebelon, I would prefer not to probe your mind. Here. This should relax you. This is a molecular enzyme that is native to my planet.
Shit, that feels good.
Now, what is your purpose?
Shit, my purpose is to survive. I got my social security, and I work at the post office part-time. I watch my team, the White Sox, have a cigarette and a beer, and go to sleep.
According to my records, Kebelon males of your age live during a time of particular upheaval, the so-called civil rights movement. People of your age fought for great change.
Yeah, all that nonviolent shit was nice and all, but shit ain't doing much. Nah, look, I don't get called nigger to my face, but I still feel it, you know? I'm 70 years old, but I remember what it felt like then, and I still feel it now. I'm just tired now.
I have what I need from this older Kebelon male. It's curious. It seems the subject is resigned to his fate. I must go further. I will find younger Kebelon for a more diverse sample size.
Y'all boys, we did too. Look at them titties. Look at this, bro. Send it to us. Yo, I gotta tell you the story, right? Go. So this nigga, so we playing basketball and shit. So it's this low ass boy, Michael trips him, right?
Young Kebelon, no harm will befall you. I need to ask you some questions. I've administered an enzyme that will relax you. I'm here to ask you, what is your purpose?
Yo, you messed up my Ziggy Bop post.
Ziggy Bop, I have no data on this.
Got a new dance by Young Ziggy. You don't know that shit? I'm about to get some likes. It's gonna be lit.
Is this your purpose?
I don't know all about that, bruh, but me and my squad just chilling.
Do you not have a unifying philosophy or purpose?
My dude, I feel you getting mad salty. I don't like the energy. If you want me to spill the tea, you gotta ask. Look, on the low, we try to change things, but this shit is taking mad long. When things happen and we see our people getting stomped, we protest and march and take video of that shit. Hopefully, if it goes viral, the grown-ups will change shit. Maybe get some sponsors or something. But look, I'm just trying to help, but I also want to get that bag.
The bag?
The cash money, the cheese, you know. I'm trying to get put on, you know.
Interesting. The younger Kebelon is looking for immediate change with equal parts self-preservation. Very different from the old Kebelon so-called civil rights traditions of slow and measured change that was more community and outward-centric. I need more data. Let's see. My fellow scientists in New Korea have been monitoring a sect of the Kebelon race. They call themselves the Conscious Ones. It seems they have a better understanding of the Kebelon's purpose. I must go to their enclave and speak with their representative. Kebalan are the conscious ones. Identify yourself.
Hello, Kaka. We have been expecting you.
Expecting me?
Yes. We have heard that you have been interacting with the other members of the Kebalan community. We know why you are here.
I see. Well, then the pleasantries can be fast-tracked. What is your purpose?
Well, brother, that is a difficult answer, but I will give you my best response. Our purpose as a Kebalans is to do everything in our power to build, develop, and protect our society. It's really that simple. With that broad purpose, it then allows us to adapt to the time and place and compartmentalize that purpose into individual mission.
What are those missions?
One of our missions is to gain more autonomy economically. We have relied on others outside of the Kebalan community to dictate our economic goal. It is time that we took control. Another is to have children and raise them in a balanced home where they get both the energies of the mother and father. These are just a few of the things that will feed into our overall purpose.
Intriguing. You articulate this message so clearly. However, I have interviewed young and old of your kind, and I found that not all of you are on the same page. Why is that?
If you've studied us, as you say you have, we have been brutalized for many centuries, despite our strong pedigree. We have endured tremendous systemic, mental, and spiritual brutalization that has been proven to be devastating. Because of this, we have lost the foundational principles of our early ancestors, and we become fractured as a community. This fractured nature has caused us not to be able to form any cohesive strategy or purpose.
Yes, I am familiar with the devastation brought upon your people. However, we have seen a consistent trait in the Kebalan people: resiliency. Thus, with your proven track record of overcoming the odds, do you have hope, Conscious One?
We no longer entertain that feeling. In the last 100 years, we have coasted on hope and become complacent. We have allowed outside forces to dictate what we value, and in turn, what our purpose should be. So no, brother, hope is not what we seek. Instead, we now strive for consistent, sustained action.
Conscious One, you remind me of the early days of the Nuclear people. We were brutalized by another race, and we entered a crossroads where we had to make choices about where we wanted our people to go. It seems the Kebalan people are at that crossroad. In my language, we have a phrase to wish, as you say, good luck. Kilaga, Lobulo, Afya. There's no strict translation, but it means good wishes for Kebalan.
Thank you, Kaka. Explaining this to you and your people has strengthened my conviction even further.
Observational debrief 949538.2. After spending considerable time on Earth among samples of the Kebelon community, I don't have clear conclusions. Since our last observational study, they are still proven to be a strong and resilient people. But I would characterize that this time period for the Kebelon is an important moment. Given Earth's current technological climate, it is now the time for the Kebelon to begin their resurgence as a people. The young, old, and conscious Kebelons were just samples. They are not a monolithic people. Disagreements and differences of approach are expected. However, it seems that this will be the most poignant time for Kebelons to come together and decide to agree on a small number of common issues. It remains to be seen if this will occur.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
Ah, my new Kriya brothers are calling me home. Setting coordinates.
Initiate automated nuclear program. Kujenga episode or near complete. Next episode will explore Kuumba, the art of creativity. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Kujenga Taifa Layer.